Okay, I need to get VMX and vQFX in my new Eve lab. So let's get in here and log in and start doing this. Let's get back into my labs. Open. I'm going to remove it. Well, I'll leave it. I'll just put it off to the side. Hello, can I drag this? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, let's go to evng.net, documentation, how to create images. Let's look for Juniper VMX right there. And then right away, it's going to start talking to us about creating a directory and things like that. But you're going to need to have the VMX software. You will have had to previously downloaded this off of Juniper.net's website if you have access to it. I have an old VMX file, eval file that I'm going to use. I got these screens side by side here. You got to SSH to your Eve machine and make directory ABC, change directory ABC, and then upload the image using WinSCP. So you got to secure copy it over there. All right, and then you got to execute these commands. So log in using WinSCP, and there's that directory, and drag this file over and let it copy. This is taking a while. I wanted to get something to eat. Okay, that's done. Now let's look in our directory. There it is. Got it transferred. Now let's follow these next steps. tar xvf. xvf. Okay, let's do that. Here we go. The next will be to change into that directory that it creates, /images. Okay, it looks like it's done. It's telling us to change directory, VMX. What directory am I in? Okay, CD VMX images. Let me see, CD VMX, CD ABC, CDV. There we go, CD VMX images. A little bit different than the instructions on the EvenG website. ls. Okay, it's cluing us in to VMX x86-64, and we have 18.2R1. The instructions are for 17.1R1, but we'll just follow the instructions. Also, metadata USB over here is highlighted in green. Not sure why at this point, I can't remember. And vFPC, that's our virtual line card, I think. vFPC and the VMX HDD. Okay. Yeah, it says the necessary images are marked in green. So create a VCP image folder. We'll do that. I'll just copy this, make directory. Copy that. And VMX. And I'm just altering mine to have the numbers for the Junos version that I downloaded, 18.2R1.9. So I'll copy and paste from the website, and then, oh, it says permission denied. I had to sudo to root. Now I'm going to change directory and do this again. Let's make that directory Okay, next, copy images to the VCP folder. Okay, I just copied from the website and then I altered it to be what I have. So let's get this done. Copy this over, make the window a little bit larger. Okay, that's done. Let's look at the next step. That was the vert.io QCal2. Now we need to, that vert.io A QCal2. Now we need to do vert.io B and then vert.io C. Okay, here's the other two commands. Let's put that in there. That's done. Let's do this next one. That's done. So the next is create the virtual forwarding plane image folder. I'll copy that and modify it. Okay. Now we got to copy the images to the VFP folder, vert.io QCal2, and then we remove the ABC folder and fix permissions. You can see I'm copying my file name out of my directory and fixing what I copied off of the EVNG website so that I make sure I got my correct numbers in here, because I have a different version of Junos than the example on the EVNG website is showing. Okay, let's let that run. Okay, it's done. Next, remove the ABC folder. Now it says it was in the root directory, but it's actually in my directory because I had to change sudo to root a moment ago. So we can see there it's in home A Gould. We'll just change that down here in the instructions. There we go. Oops. There we go. So let's remove that. And then do this fix permissions function. Okay, that's done. Let's see what they have next for us. Add VCP and VFP nodes to the topology. So it looks like we're ready to go. Let's get into our lab and see what we have. Okay, we're back in the lab environment of EVNG. Let's add an object. Let's add a node. And let's scroll down. Beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but these are blue now. That means you have successfully loaded the images. I'm going to blow this up so you can see it a little bit better, hopefully. Oh, too small. Okay, here, let's look at that again. Add an object, add a node. Come on. There it is. That's what I was hoping for, that it would be bigger so you could see the color change. There we go. So you can see these are now blue. So now let's pick one virtual control plane. I'm going to make this a bit smaller. Number one, I'm just going to add one node. Here's our version of Junos. And I'm just going to take the defaults and load that up. Let's add a virtual forwarding plane. You have to add a virtual control plane, and a virtual forwarding plane to make a complete system. Okay, the virtual control plane is where you configure things, and the virtual forwarding plane is like a line card that you would connect other nodes to. You need to connect these together with EM1 and EM1. So this is the VMX virtual forwarding plane up here. That's what it's, you're basically you're choosing an interface on this, and now you're choosing an interface on the VMX virtual control plane down here. They need to be connected together to simulate the internal link in a Juniper device using EM1 interface. Save that. Now we can highlight both, start selected. You should get messages over here that it's starting up. Now you want to get on the virtual control plane to watch it boot up, and that's where you do the configuration. And I'll remind you, if you add another node of something else, that's where you connect it. You connect on the virtual forwarding plane of VMX to other nodes. And there we go, it's booting up. This has taken a few minutes to boot up. Showing a little more progress, but this thing has taken a lot longer than I remember VMX taking to boot up in my previous labs that I've done. Okay, we finally got a login prompt. And there we go. Show route. Okay. So show chassis FPC. The line card is not even showing yet. Auto image upgrade will start. Yeah, delete that. I think this thing's still settling down. Oops, excuse me. Probably going to need a root password. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, there we go. Line card is present. Show chassis hardware. Okay, we see virtual MX, a VMX routing engine, and a virtual FPC line card. Okay, now the line card says online testing, and it has numbers. So this is good. I think it might stay in testing mode. Show interface terse media. Okay, there's all our gigabit ports. So that's good. Starting with 0 through 9, we have 10 of them. Okay, I'm going to power this down. Stop. And then I'm going to rename it. I like to give it a specific name right here. VMX. I'll just call it 01. Save that. And I'll leave it VFP so I can tell the difference and call that 01 as well. Okay, let's switch gears. Let's start talking about vQFX. Go to juniper.net, look for the vQFX free download, select your software. I will caution you that the vQFX evaluation version 20.2 was giving me some problems. Literally, I loaded it in EVE-NG, and that was after I downloaded application media, and it actually boots up as a 19.4 version or something like that. And then that's the routing engine, and the packet forwarding engine. I don't even remember seeing it boot up. Someone online said that you should actually be getting the routing engine from here under application package. And so that might be the case, but I'm going to go ahead and try 19.4. Okay, I'm going to download the PFE right here and the RE right here. Okay, just click both of those, download those. Okay, after you've downloaded those, let's copy them over. I'm going to put them into my home directory, and then I will move them as root later on when I get on the command line of Eve. Okay, with both of those downloaded over to the Eve server, let's proceed. So on Eve's website, under the documentation and how to create a vQFX image, let's follow these instructions. I will show you that the instructions are a bit different. It says the PFE file and the RE file are going to look like this. The ones I downloaded do not look like that. The PFE, vQFX 19.4R1, PFE, QEMU, QCal, and the routing engine file is vQFX 19.4R110, reqemu qcal2. Okay, so that's the name of those files. First step is to make directories. I'm going to paste this into a notepad and modify it. Excuse me. Let's copy this here, paste it in the notepad and modify it. And all I'm going to do is take the version 19.4R1 and I'm just going to put that into this directory name. Let's copy that. Let's paste it in here. Okay. Next, it tells us to upload the images. We already did that. And so it wants you to copy them into those directories. So I'll copy from my home directory where I WinSCP'd them over the routing engine file, and I will copy it into the newly created routing engine directory. Okay, let's do the same thing with the PFE file, vQFX, excuse me, dash, and then let's put that into the PFE directory. Step 4 on the website says rename those original files to an EVE format. Excuse me, I just toggled the screen up. So let's copy that into the notepad and modify it. There's one. Let's get the next one. That's qcal2. I didn't copy it all, so let's type that in. qcal2. Okay, there we go. So let's modify this. Let's see what that looks like. ls Okay, now we know what we need to make this. So this is the directory for the routing engine. Actually, let's do the, make sure you put that down here where the routing engine move function is. Let's paste that there. And then let's change that file name to be that of the routing engine file. Remember, we're modifying what we copied off of the EVE-NG website to make sure we have the correct directory names and file names of the versions that we downloaded off of juniper.net. That's why we're doing this. Okay, now let's do the PFE directory. Let's paste that up here. Get that PFE file name right there. Again, we're just replacing what we copied off of the EVE-NG website and modifying it to what we need it to be. Okay. Let's quick sanity check. PFE, 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 HDA qcal2. That's going to be the new file name. RE, HDA qcal2. That's going to be the new file name. So let's do that. Paste that in there. Let's get the next one. Paste that in there. Now, when you ls those two directories, the PFE and the RE, they both have HDA qcal2 files. Let's see what the next step is. Fix permissions. That's pretty straightforward. Okay, that's done. Let's see what the next instruction is. Hey, create new lab. All right, and then tie them together just like we did VMX with the EM1 interface. So let's get back in here, add an object, add a node, go down to Juniper. There we go. Let's get the PFE first. And we'll just go with the defaults. We will save that. Let's get the RE next. Node, go down to Juniper. vQFX RE. We will go with the defaults. Save that. And you know what? I wish I would have changed the name. Let's go ahead and do that. Edit vQFX 01. Let's save that. Let's edit this, vQFX PFE -01. I like to leave the letters PFE there so I can tell the difference between the two. Even though they have these arrows or these router symbols to signify forwarding plane and control plane, that's one way to tell them apart. Okay, let's connect them together with EM1INT, EM1INT. Save that. Let's boot these up. Right click, start selected. They turned blue. Click on the routing engine. Let's watch it boot up. There it goes. And let's click on the packet forwarding engine as well. Now, you can see in the bottom left corner of the screen, it says VNC. So we will have to change the access method, the console method, to telnet later if you want to see it boot up. But I will tell you, in most cases, you really do not need to mess with this PFE. All right, just leave it alone. I don't know of any reasons why you would need to change anything in its configuration. The configurations are all done on the routing engine. All right, so let's watch it boot up. All right, we're seeing progress on the boot up. Sorry about that background noise. I was watching a video. Okay, it's almost done booting up. It looks like we're about to get the login prompt. There we go. vQFX RE. Log in with root. And try it with no password. So just hit enter. Try again with root, capital Juniper. So Juniper with only a capital J and all the other letters are little. I found that online, and so it works. All right, show chassis FPC. All right, we're waiting for the FPC to boot up. So show chassis FPC. Still says empty. Show interface terse. We're looking for gigabit Ethernet ports to show up. Okay, after about, I don't know, 5 minutes, we finally see the FPC coming online and testing. Let's look for interfaces. Still waiting on the interfaces to show up. Get rid of the grep for gigabit Ethernet and let's just, oh, there we go. They're XEs. So there we go. I wonder if we even have ETs in here. No. Okay. I will say one thing. In the VMX, the way that you connect revenue interfaces to the line card or the forwarding engine is, the forwarding plane is on the actual VFP down here. You would make connections from this on VMX. In vQFX, it is the opposite. You actually make connections to the routing engine for the vQFX, not the packet forwarding engine. It's kind of weird. Okay, so also in the community edition of Eve, we can't do hot connections, meaning that with vQFX booted up, I cannot make a connection to it. I would have to shut it down first. So we will be prepared to stop selected in just a moment. So yeah, I will go ahead and do that. I will stop selected. And if you want to see more videos, particularly about how to connect these together and test VMX and vQFX, go look at some of my other videos. I'll probably do an updated one with this new community edition of EveNG. All right, so that's all I got for now. Bye-bye.